Hey guys, it's Amy. This is our episode that we did with Mary Redzinski and Sarah Colonna from Are You My Podcast. I was beyond excited to talk with them because I've been listening to them for years now. So to have them on my screens and chatting with them, Steph and I were over the moon. So I hope that you enjoyed the episode. And just a reminder, if you'd like to support the show, you can sign up on our Patreon, Supercast, or Apple subscriptions for bonus content, including Sister Wives Rewatch, Sister Wives Season 18, Gen X documentaries, me reading my book, and 90 Day the Single Life. So there's a bunch of stuff over there, and it's a great way to help us keep things going. All right, enjoy the show, and remember, Little Miss Recap contains adult language. Hey guys, this is Amy from Little Miss Recap. We're here with Stephanie. Hey, say hi, Steph.
What's up?
And Sarah, Mary, go ahead.
Hi, I'm Sarah from Are You My Podcast?
And I am Mary from Are You My Podcast. We're so happy to be here with you guys.
It's so fun. I've been, like I said off air, we have been listening to you guys forever. So we're really, it's like we're amongst
our people.
Royalty.
I feel the same way. Yes, this is. I mean, what a collab! It's the one the world's been waiting for, and here we are, and we have it.
We do.
Yes, it's all happening.
The collab exactly 13 people wanted. Now they have
it. we have made a baker's dozens day. Okay, we are killing it.
Too funny.
No, there's a lot of people in our group. I know that I said this to you before we started, but that listen to you guys too. So they're going to be very excited.
And that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we're stoked.
So we want to talk a little bit, just overall thoughts on the season of MAFS, right? Maybe go through some couples and then maybe touch on some Love is Blind. Does that sound fun?
Yeah, that sounds really fun. So I know that as we're recording this, some new episodes of Love is Blind dropped today, which I have not seen those. So I'm still on the basically you left your your phone in the car and forgot that you had your Apple Watch on cliffhanger from I know, Amy, you're caught up, right?
I'm caught up, but I won't spoil anything. I will say that,
Amy spoils fucking everything.
I do on her all the time.
I actually,
there is a spoiler too.
Yeah. I love a spoiler. I try not to spoil it for other people, but I will. I mean, I read the end of books. I follow Reality Steve when I used to watch The Bachelor. I would actually pause a show, Google the ending, and then go back and resume so that I can watch it in peace.
Okay, I do that sometimes as well. I can't stand it. it.
Well, she ruins gift giving and gift receiving. I mean, it's a whole. This is just the tip of the iceberg. And I wonder if you do the same, Amy. Are you a real piece of shit during the holidays?
I am, and I'm infamous for reading the last couple pages of a book and then going back and reading it.
That I do.
So yeah,
I do that.
It gives me calm. I mean, the with Married at First Sight, really, other than say like MAFS fan or accounts that they don't really have that many spoilers out there. I've found so that that's a little harder to spoil, which is kind of good. There's rumors, there's Reddit. Did you guys see there was some? I don't know. There's been like rumors that Austin gets back. It was like talking to his girlfriend the whole time. Which I just don't. I don't know if I don't know if
what
I
do you
believe
mean, Sarah?
That
guy's got game. Okay, he's got him hanging from the rafters, waiting for this season to wrap. Are you shitting me? Of course he does.
Stephanie has some real issues with Austin and his personal hygiene. She believes it is not up to par.
I'm telling you,
let's dive in.
Do we want
yes.
to?
Disheveled, unkempt.
He looks like he smells like a pile of dirty laundry. It drives me crazy. It's the worst. I'm terrible. I'm a terrible human. But no. Serious.
You're speaking to my heart right now because I never verbalized it, but he absolutely looks like how sweat smells.
Yes.
Like he's a walking dumpster.
Wasn't there like an 80s commercial where the dirty pile of laundry actually moved around the house until the laundry detergent came and killed it or something?
Oh my God.
I feel like that was either a fever dream or
or
it
both.
happened.
Yeah.
I hope that's real.
Oh my God. That's a spirit animal.
It's so funny. I never thought about that. I mean, I feel like he probably leaves some clothes on the floor, isn't necessarily the neatest guy. For some reason, my brain never went there. I don't feel like Becca would put up with that, though, is the
Well,
thing.
we learned she doesn't like a musty washer.
Exactly.
Sure.
Yeah.
No.
So if she doesn't like a musty washer, there's no way she's putting up with a musty person. I just can't imagine.
You know those hats stink so bad. They've never been laundered or cleaned. Or I don't know what you do with a hat, put in the dishwasher. But that whole room with the hat wall is gotta it's like pig pen.
Yes.
With
Yeah. My husband is a hat person, and it's a problem. He's not a hat. He's a beanie
scully.
person, like a scully person. Yeah.
Okay.
And they stink after a while. I have to take them off, and
oh my God,
it's a problem.
So funny.
It's a problem.
Do you just throw them away?
Well, he threw one in the fire once when we went camping. Remember, Stephanie, and scarred your children.
Scarred my children for life.
Yeah. But I feel so. Here's my take on Austin. We were just recording earlier, and I was talking about this. I think that we're seeing again that he is being one person on camera, one person off, and Becca's starting to articulate that. But I also trust Becca, and when she launches into this like impassioned defense about him later and what a good person he is, I kind of believe it. Like, he might not be a good husband or a good partner, but I think he's a good person. He's not Brennan.
Right. I agree 100%. I do trust Becca when she said the words, "He's making our world a better place," with like
yes, she did.
tears in her eyes. Yeah, she's
That's
not
some shit I would say.
That is.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever said that about anybody ever, by the way. So
I'm a sappy poet, so I would totally say that about somebody. You're making the world a better place.
Yeah, you will. Yes, she would.
All I could think was, has anyone ever said that about me? I don't think they have.
No, I was going to say it didn't ring true. And I feel reminiscent to anything I've heard, but not about you, Sarah, about me.
I got it. No, that's true. I do think we've kind of said that too. I mean, not kind of. We've said it pretty much all along for the most part, because he's so worried about she's making him look bad, and I don't think he's looked bad. He's just looked like an incompetent husband for her.
He kind of looked like an impotent husband for her. Something's going on. Something's going on.
Yeah. What are your guys' theories on that?
Stephanie thinks he's not into her.
I just think he's not into her. And I hate saying that because I love her and she deserves somebody that loves her.
Yeah.
But man, he's something.
The religious thing is mind-boggling to me, just because I guess I just didn't know that there's that many young, super religious people out there. Maybe there is, and I'm just in like this weird bubble where I don't know too many. But I just found it surprising that it would be his religion. That's why I was like, it might just be the cameras.
I sort of feel, and again, I just love making shit up with very little information. But I absolutely think that the religion, the Christianity piece, whatever, that I think he comes off as someone who's been so sheltered and so sort of not like brainwashed, but when he was like, well, you're going to go to hell and I'm going to go to heaven and we'll deal with it then, and it's like, I just think that he has been whatever's been indoctrined into, like, he's just, I think his dick doesn't work unless it's like there's some sort of biblical thing going on.
She's holding a crucifix.
Yeah. Like, I really think there's barn animals outside. I mean, he did open mouth kiss a donkey. Like I said, all I could think of was a nativity scene. I think there's something is up with his. I think he's a nice guy. I think he's into her. He likes tits. He's a real original dude. But I just think sex is something that means something different to him. I don't know.
I mean, I think it means something different, but I know that I'm definitely the outsider on this, but I don't think his deal is about religion, because I think the religious conversations they've had have been very much pushed by Becca, not him.
I agree with that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like, even his best friend was like, yeah, we've never discussed it, and I'm an
Yeah.
atheist. So,
What?
yeah.
I thought he was Jewish. What are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
But see, now this is okay. I'm gonna listen. I will stop trying to be the contrarian here, but my only thought on that is why has his best friend they've never discussed it when
Yeah.
it clearly was such a big like, wait, what? You know, like with him and Becca. I just think he's like, well, everybody grew up this way. Like kind of how I grew up outside of Buffalo. I'm
okay.
like, I thought it snowed 9 months out of the year everywhere. You just, I
Right.
don't think he knows any different. That's what. But no, either way, he's an oddball.
Could it just be like maybe it's a combination of both, right? Like maybe he does have that religious upbringing, but maybe it's also he's one of these guys who's like, I don't want my mom to see me banging around on camera. So
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I can't my family's traditional. Was his mother the one who gave the amazing stink eye, or was that Brennan's mother?
That was Brennan's mom.
Yeah,
Scary
which
mom.
totally
Oh,
messed up
yeah.
now. Yeah.
That was
Okay.
Scary Mom. That was Brennan's
She
mom. Yeah.
terrified me. Oh my God.
Somebody had said that in our group, and I'm just going to sort of not quote them correctly, but I remember someone bringing up, oh no, in the very beginning, Austin basically said he wasn't even that close with his parents because of their religion. So I don't, and that could have just
Oh.
been, it's almost like, listen, I don't have time to go back and watch the first episode. So
Wait,
we're
let's
just going to go with
pause.
that.
You go back and watch it, Sarah.
Yeah.
It feels like 75 episodes ago. So
Yeah.
We'll get
Yeah, it
into
would be
that.
a lot.
Ugh.
Yeah. Well, so do we think that they say yes on decision day?
They're the only ones, other than, I mean, who knows with Chloe and Michael, we're still trying to figure that out. But they're the only ones I think might say yes to seeing what could happen. But then after this episode this week, I lost that. That's what I was going with. And then this week I was like, oh no, they're saying no. So I don't think so anymore. What do you guys think?
I don't think so either.
I'm going to hold out hope as the hopeless romantic.
Yeah, me too. Me too.
Really?
I think they say yes, but it ends disastrously shortly after.
Yeah, there's just so much emotion. I mean, even when Becca's like, I started with a crush on him and I still have, I mean, I just think that if he could just get his act together, take a nice shower, roll up,
Brush his teeth a little bit.
yeah,
Shave his neck.
yeah, get the neck beard, everything situated. I think they have I think to your point, Amy, I think it's not gonna last. Of course not. It's not gonna last. It's
No.
Married at First Sight. But yeah, I think they could say yes. I hope.
So
she wants to, though. She's into him.
She wants to.
She's wanting to do all those things.
She
So
does.
that doesn't seem to be the issue for her. So I don't. Yeah, I mean, I guess I'm hoping you guys are right, because I would like to see one yes on decision day. And since Michael and Chloe's decision day isn't until later, I'm not quite sure when, but I know there's 3 following episodes. So theirs is like one of the following. They're for sure the only. I mean, 2 couples have already broken up. No,
right.
3
Right?
at
3.
this point, right? Yeah,
3?
everyone else is just broken up.
I am here for Emily and Brennan waging war on one another.
I
I am
know.
here for
This fucker.
Seriously.
we have put in the time. We deserve this payoff.
Yeah.
Yes.
We deserve it.
I
know,
agree with that.
Burn
I
it
feel
down.
like she's gonna burn it all down, right? Like on decision day, or at least
Amazing.
probably at the reunions too. I just feel like I can't. She was, when she basically said, you spent all the, not basically, she said on the phone, you spent all this time trying to make yourself worried about optics, and you're so fucking stupid because all you've done is do the opposite. I was like, yes, we've been all screaming that from the beginning. We're like, you're trying so hard to worry about the optics that you're making yourself look worse every single episode.
It is so
And
nice.
I'm sorry. I love that she finally said, because I've been screaming this from the rooftops, he did what anyone would have done when she crashed the ATV in front of him.
Oh, you mean like saved her life?
Like, you mean walked over and got an ambulance, got me into the ambulance? Like anybody, I like how he's like, well, no one else did do it. He's like, you fucking moron. They weren't there.
I mean, this
Yeah.
guy, the hero complex this guy
It's
has
bad.
is crazy. And I was just gonna say, I love exactly what you said, Amy, where it's like she's finally saying, she's someone who's actually saying the things we've all been thinking. And I'm just
Screaming.
like, what, like, I'm like screaming till we taste blood, like, say it. And I cannot wait for the remaining episodes. I think she's going to be so fucking unleashed and unhinged.
I love
And
it.
she is one of my favorite people to watch.
She's gonna eat him like one of those fucking raw steaks that she likes. I mean, she's
Is
gonna,
that
Yeah.
rare
she's
enough
gonna
for
go,
you?
yeah.
Oh.
Oh.
She is, I guess, like burning all this shit down on her Instagram, and Maths Fan is like grabbing her stories and putting them on.
Oh.
And the latest one, Steph, you're not gonna like this. She's coming for your boy Cam
Oh
and
man.
calling him a real clown and saying he deserves an Oscar. So I don't know what he's doing.
Oh man.
Really?
Oh.
Mhm.
Oh,
Ugh.
okay.
But she is
Alright.
here to take everybody down, and I just imagine like Pepper throwing herself in the middle of these two because they're like gonna go at it on the couch, and they're like mutually assured destruction. He's like, "I have enough to destroy you." Like it is everything I wanted in Married at First Sight.
I know. Oh, you're right. Decision Day is going to be wild, and
Can't
then
wait.
they're going to have to give Kevin Frazier like hazard pay or something for the reunion. It's
He
going to
better,
be.
he should go back and do the Zoom just for his own
Yes.
safety. He really
That's
should.
awesome.
Ugh.
But I have said about Emily, like from the beginning, don't get me wrong, she's annoying. I wouldn't want to spend more than an hour with this girl, but I think she's a good person, and he is just railroading her, gaslighting her. My grandma would say he's railroading her. That's where
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
getting
yeah.
that from. Yeah.
I prefer
Yeah.
railroading.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's gaslighting her like he's just a monster. And then he's running around, I could never get divorced. I could never get divorced.
Right?
Ah,
He's wild.
But what
And
do we think? Like,
I
what do
want
we
to hang
think
out with her,
turned
to be
them?
honest. Oh,
Oh, you
sorry.
do?
Oh
You
yeah,
do?
I think she's a riot. I think she seems. I think they tried to build her a certain way, and then she came out the most really able to express herself the best about what she wants and showing
Mhm.
up for him and trying to be mature and have this marriage and do all the things that she's promised she would do for this
Yeah.
fucking process. And
Yeah.
so I think the fact that she hasn't, I don't know, slit his throat at this point from the way he's been.
Or she
making his
didn't let him
faces-
drown in the hot tub. Like, just
Yeah.
pass out and drown in the hot tub.
Oh, I
But
would have
what do
just
you
left
think
him.
was the switch there? Like, because we saw them at the wedding when they're like, "Oh, we're gonna be a power couple, me and my Audi, you and your Jeep," and then it seemed to be okay on the honeymoon, and then total change.
Yeah.
I
That's
cannot figure that one out.
that's what I can't figure out. And this is where I'm very immature because I just immediately assume it has to do with someone's private parts. That's
You
always
think they
where my
banged and it went awry.
that something went south. It always goes there for me because there's honestly no other possible explanation.
Didn't we read somewhere online someone said that she peed the bed or something when she was
No.
drunk one night?
I mean, who amongst
It
us?
happens.
It happens.
Exactly. All right.
I think I saw someone repost that. It was like on Reddit, and one of his friends, quote unquote, said that she did like pull my finger or
Yes.
something.
I
Yeah,
saw
and
that too.
on the wedding night.
Classic joke, by the way.
Yeah, but I just didn't even believe that one because it looked like someone wrote it from like Chat GP because everything was all misspelled, and I thought I don't really think any of Brennan's friends are out there. I think they would just be like they'd go with what the storyline had been, like, oh, she drank too much and it turned him off, and now all of a sudden it's because she's negative. Which what?
Right?
I think she's one of those people, and I was saying this today, like, I think she's one of those people who's like, "Oh, I hate that," or "Oh, I hate this," which is not negativity.
Right.
Like,
It's
I
the
think
wrong word.
right,
Mhm,
he's like
mhm.
picking up, maybe he feels like it's coming off a little mean girlish, but she is a positive person.
Yeah.
The fact that she
Yeah.
is still in this with him, she is a positive person.
Yeah, and she even said that. Well, if that was a big deal, why didn't you say it to me the first day? If there's a word that makes you insane or something that makes you relate, then you just tell the person day one. You go, oh, you know what? You use that word a lot and it bothers me. And then and everyone moves along. And he didn't
Right,
even
right.
give her. I don't know. He's just. I cannot figure that one out. I really. like to be in a room with him for 10
Right?
minutes and just be like, what the fuck is wrong with you?
He's a monster. I'm convinced. He's a
What
monster.
do you mean? You don't like someone when they leave, they're just like, peace, bro. He
Good
definitely
vibes only. Good vibes. Good vibes.
He high fives mirrors. He's a piece of shit.
Yeah, I have a term that I invented on our show called broth, and he's like somebody who would be like, "Oh, I had some broth. I broed through this
It's
process."
amazing, by the way.
That's him.
It's so
That's
true.
him.
It's so true.
That is so good.
Because so many of these guys are like, "I grew so much in 3 days." It's like, did you? Did you?
Yeah, you sure didn't.
Because
Well,
you felt a feeling for the first time.
no. So I haven't seen what Mavs fan said that Emily's saying about Cam. What is happening? I mean, it's so hard with those two because they were only on for like a second, and now I forgot what my opinion even was of either of them.
Well,
together, you know.
Stephanie, do you want to say what Cam's current problem is in the Cam voice, please?
He's got a broken ticker.
It's a flutter.
Oh, I'm so jealous of your accent.
A flutter.
Oh my god!
Broke my ticker right on national TV. Broke my ticker, Claire. Claire broke my ticker. Now I've got a flutter.
I was laughing so hard because I said to her, "Where are we that someone is like actually hospitalized with a broken heart on Married at First Sight?"
Oh my
It's so true, though.
It really, the full circle this show has come is amazing.
You know, I'm gonna be so pissed if it turns out though that he's a horrible guy because I've really been
Emily
rooting for him.
She was implying that she
I
was doing like the
know.
little clown emojis and pointing an arrow at Cam's picture and saying like best Oscar nom, so implying that he's acting in some way. So I don't know. I don't know.
It's because even with at the beginning, right? If you think back to the beginning with those two, we were so torn with this he said, she said, and okay, he was such a dick walking through that airport. I couldn't take him. And then 2 days later, I was all team Cam because she seemed like just nitpicking on everything he did. And then when they separated, I was like, I seem to like them both when they're apart. Right?
Yeah.
But her conversations, which Mary and I have kind of been flabbergasted by, like the way she talks in After Party about him versus the way she's talking about him on the show about events that would have already happened when she was doing After Party.
Right.
So it's so confusing because she's like basically saying the same thing Becca did, that he's making the world a better place. He's a great person. I'm so glad I know him. And then on After Party, she doesn't seem to like him at all.
Could she have watched, like, I don't know the timing of this, but could she have seen some of the show?
Oh, that's a good point.
Because he's literally, so Stephanie and I disagree on this, but I believe he is literally sitting there saying, well, I'm not saying that the stress with Claire caused my heart problems. Did it? Maybe. I don't know. And I think he's totally throwing her under the bus for it.
I see, and I'm so sorry, Stephanie, because I just really like you, and I don't want us to differ on anything. He gives me some bad vibes.
Amy says it too,
and I can't get around it. I feel like he's, I don't know, but then I'll be honest. Sometimes Claire can come off like, I don't know if I'm coming or going with her either. And her friend with Emily, it's like she seems to know more what's going on. I don't know.
I'm with you on the Emily thing. I can't figure out if I'm on or off the Emily train. I'm sorry, I meant Claire.
Claire.
Yeah.
I'm
there's
so
something
jealous of your
about
accent.
him.
Like,
I've held
really...
like. Oh, thank you. That's
I'm just so jealous of it because all I can do is go, oh, no. That's the only thing I can do.
It's literally the fucking worst accent ever.
I think it's
solid. But I will never stop doing it.
I give you the same award that Cameron should get, I guess, for his acting for years.
Yes.
I just feel like he's not shutting it down that she's to blame for his hot flutter. So
that's a good point. He did say, oh, did she, she didn't call, it probably would have come up anyway. Now, from what I understand, he has, I will say, I know a couple people that have that.
It's serious.
And it does come up sort of out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And you can get a procedure, or in the case of one of my family members, they were like, yeah, you can kind of get it whenever, which is also weird advice. But he had to get his during this. And so obviously he was going to, it's not Claire, it's not her fault.
It's Claire's fault.
Yeah, but he definitely, but then he says to Brennan, what, that he'd stay with her if she.
I saw that too.
Okay.
What is happening?
I'm gonna borrow one of your phrases and say I wanted to put my tits in a microwave when I saw him saying, "Oh, I have to take a breath," and he has to pause and take a breath, right? Which was probably real.
And
I'm not saying it wasn't.
And he's
but
like looking at his Fitbit.
No, it's not even that. What made me enraged was Brennan going, "Oh, buddy, are you okay?" Like Brennan is suddenly this like moral compass, this soft place to land. Like what?
Fucking
He's saving fucking lives.
I was gonna say he got comfortable saving
lives.
And he's basically he's an EMT now.
A walking fucking EMT in all situations.
Oh, I know they've already filmed that reunion, but I mean, the way I pray at night that they would just let me host, especially this one, because I would be like, okay, Brennan, so you had two choices: to go to her side or just drive off and leave her bleeding to death on camera.
Right.
Do you want to be? Do you really want to fucking medal for that?
Right.
I mean, Sorry, I didn't mean to go back to him.
No, like Emily's talking. Emily has told us everything we need to know about him, that he's carefully curating his image.
Yeah.
There's no way he was going to drive off and leave her there. Like, it just wasn't going to happen.
No. And also nobody would. I mean, and if anyone would, I guess Brennan would maybe be the one person that might be like, whatever, don't want to let her ruin my day. Peace.
Good vibes, good vibes.
Give me a hug, no hard feelings, and wish you the best.
Yeah, good job, bro. I'm hitting the tree.
God.
Although you guys...
Did you bottoms out? Sorry.
Thank you. I appreciate that, because the minute he was like, what kind of car do you drive? During the wedding, like, I knew he was no fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
But
nice
I do
catch.
I do have to say, though, I watched that clip of her crashing. You guys, I don't mean to laugh, but it literally looks like she just drove off into the, like, yes. It was terrible.
I told you, I've ridden many of these things, and if you get in a rut, it will just take you. It will just take you.
Yeah.
And that's when you do an Amy Archer and you just you leap off and let it just fly off a cliff.
I have I grew up in Arkansas. I've been on a few ATVs myself, and only in fields and never around trees, thank God. And if I had been, I definitely would have been head first in one, because they really like, they can take over for you. It's terrifying.
Yes, it's
and
terrifying.
It was like out of nowhere. And anyway. Sorry.
Thank God for helmets. Like, no shit. I'm a big helmet supporter all the time.
Me
but
too.
She, big kudos. And good thing production was there, because imagine her going out in an ATV. There'd be no helmet. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It was all by the book.
Oh, yeah. A drink in her hand.
Oh,
flying out there.
Yep. Yeah. Actually, beer helmet.
Yeah.
Chug. Like the straw.
Yeah.
So I know we touched on them a little bit, but Stephanie and I just feel like Michael is getting hotter by the day.
I'm going to slide off this here desk chair.
Yes.
Listen, if they don't say yes on decision day, which after this past episode with Penelope and whatnot, I think,
which is my daughter's name, by the way.
Oh God.
That's
that couldn't make you feel comfortable to watch.
Yeah.
The way Mary and I were trying to like dance around what that thing actually was, and we were just like, oh. But if they don't do it like
now,
right, if they didn't do it right then, they're going to do it at some point. But if they don't stay together, I know they don't do, I don't know, spin-offs, Bachelor style, but boy should they, because this guy, I don't know what it is. I mean,
I don't either. He was a slow burn. He was a slow burn. Because we were calling him Broke Down Prince, because when we first met him, he looked like he was on the set of VH1 after the music. Like, he was just like, his tie was all loose, and there was like a real fancy background. He's like, oh God, Purple Rain was exhausting.
There were like purple lights all behind him. Oh my God, it was so great.
And we were like, what's going on here? But he is so, and I feel like this is what we could have if they would cast 40-year-olds. This is what we could have.
I know.
Please help us petition for like middle-aged maths. We need it so badly.
It
We
would
really
just
do.
fix so many things. It really would. I mean, Michael is a testament to that. He makes me want to take a bath. And I haven't thought
Yes.
about that in a long time. But now I think about Michael and baths
Do you
more
want
than I
anyone to
should.
be in there with you when you take one, or would you rather just maybe a Penelope type situation,
Yeah.
or what?
Just me and P. Yeah.
I like how Chloe's like, I need my vibrator right under my pillow. I can't even waste a second reaching over into the drawer. Like it's got to be right there.
She's
Door's too far
hardcore.
away. Yeah.
She had
Well,
to.
she
She
doesn't have a
nightstand.
Right. That's right. I didn't even. There
Forgot
we
about
go.
that.
That's
And
that's
you can't just leave it
it.
on the floor because little Mateo or whatever the dog's name is would
Oh,
eat it. So you can't just leave it on the floor.
You
Aw.
guys.
too much.
One of my girlfriends, back when the Nuva ring was popular for birth control,
Oh no.
you know how they didn't necessarily stay put when you had sex. I
No.
think that's why they're not super popular anymore. And
Mm-hmm.
her cat found it. Yeah, and she found her cat carrying it around in her mouth. And anyway,
Oh,
sorry, I didn't really mean to take that turn here, but
that
I
you
was like,
brought it.
wait, did her cat get pregnant? What happened?
But it was like, it looks like a cat toy if you think about it.
Yeah.
And then, so anyway, that just reminded me of that. I'm so sorry. I'm
No,
so sorry. I
I
didn't mean to derail this conversation.
I
like
was
the
going
Nova ring.
to
I
I was
love
going
it.
to chime in with my story of my friend who had a box of her sex toys and was moving with her whole family around. She's carrying the box. She drops it in the yard. The dogs grab everything and start running around the yard with all of her sex toys in front of her family.
Oh
Oh
no.
my God.
So,
Yeah.
it happens to the best of us.
It
What
I
are you
had
sure
gonna do?
does.
close call with some of the Dame products that we've
Mm.
received. There's
Ooh.
that one Billy Club boy that I don't think Sarah and I don't we're pretty good friends, and neither one has told the other one that we've used it because I think we're both afraid. But
You're like, what is that thing?
yeah, but I
It was real
literally
big.
when we moved, I had my boyfriend, now fiance at the time,
Mhm.
was like he's like, what are you gonna do with that? I'm like, just put it on the top of the boxes of the most delicate things underneath, and they will absolutely get there in one piece. And that's what we did. But
That's awesome. That's like the only like horrible story I have like that is when my kids were little. I have Amy and I both have twins. So I have twin boys.
oh,
Amy has twin girls. They're old
Oh
now.
my
They're
God.
21. Ugh.
Mine are
oh my,
17.
Yeah. So
that doesn't seem possible, ladies. By the
oh,
way,
it is.
yes.
Nightmare. But anyway.
But when they were like 5 or 6, I had to call the pediatrician because they ate my birth control pills.
There you go.
Oh,
Mommy,
There you
we
go.
ate your candies. And I
There
was
you
like,
go.
what candies?
Mhm.
Oh my God, no. Yeah. So
There you
imagine that call to like your pediatrician. He's like, well, I don't think they're going to wake up with breasts, so they'll be all right. But it's like, oh, I don't know. Scary.
Oh,
Well, all I
yeah.
know is Chloe has that vibrator at the ready. She is
Wow.
ready,
Yeah.
ready and fire. And
Yeah, and she's very, I mean, talk about sexually confident. That's
Yeah.
for sure. So that's why I think even she scares Michael a little bit. I think Michael was like, I'm a little
Michael's-
vanilla. This
little
one's
Michael's
not.
like, I'm
Yeah.
into it though. I'll do whatever
I
she
was
needs
gonna
me to do.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
just doesn't that it's such a I guess just as somebody, we make assumptions, we know nothing about these people, and I think I know exactly who they are. I would have absolutely put Michael into a very sort of I don't know, adventurous bucket sexually. And then
Same.
I probably would have put Chloe into more of a
I agree.
conservative. The
Sure.
fact that she was sleeping naked, no big deal, just like
Mhm.
fucking boom. I mean, her personality just it intrigues us. Like we talk about it
Yeah.
all the time. Sarah was saying how even keeled she is, whether she's talking about like a gangbang or an afternoon tea. It's like the same
It all
cadence and
sounds the
tone.
same.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I think
Oh.
Michael does what he does very well. But
Oh,
I
yeah.
agree. I think he does above and beyond.
I think
he
Amy
does it
thinks
well.
about just Michael's character as much as I do. But anyway,
Yes, she does.
I gotta have to go get my Dame product, not an ad.
Yes,
Not an ad.
yeah.
Hey everyone, stay tuned. Little Miss Recap will be right back after these words. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know where this guy's been all our lives. I don't know why he's still single.
Mm.
I know.
And I think maybe, we talked a little bit about Now, I am personally hot for somebody who has like wild style and is kind because I'm a writer. Like, I like that kind of creative stuff. So I'm digging it when he's wearing the pearls and the skirt.
If he had been presented to me in that way, I don't know that I would have, like, he wouldn't have been somebody that I was like, oh my God, that guy is so hot. Like, I probably would have just like skimmed over him. But like, the more he talks, I'm like, oh my
Well,
God, put
that's
on the pearls. You want my skirt? What do you want? You
yeah,
know?
yeah. Let's share a skirt. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's totally how I felt too. He wouldn't have been someone at first
Mhm.
sight, if you will, that
Right,
would have caught
right.
my eye. But then the more, the more he talks,
Mm.
it's like it's just. But I think that's what Chloe's seeing also, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
she if only they'd gone to the boxing match or the ring before,
First.
yeah,
Mhm.
because I
Yeah.
mean, she was
How
hot
about
and bothered.
what he said? He said something like being truly vulnerable is like empowering the person you love to hurt you the most, but trusting they won't. I'm like, where is this guy?
My nipples just got
Yeah,
hard.
I
Yeah.
know. Again,
Yes.
Like, where did you come from? You know
Yeah.
what he reminds me of on Twitter? The greatest Twitter account ever is Guy in my MFA class. That's him. He's just
Oh, I don't know
spouting the
that
oh,
stuff
one.
out of the MFA class. That's what he's doing.
Oh,
This
I
is,
need to I
yeah.
I
need
do
Guy
to
too.
in the
follow that.
MFA class.
Guy in your
Yeah.
MFA class. Yeah. Yeah.
I need to
All
follow
right.
that account and take a bath.
Yeah.
Well, but what everything we're saying about him, by the way, is the whole point of this show, right? Like
Yeah.
Sarah.
the whole point of the
Yes.
show is that get with someone that is normally sort of maybe it's not who you thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everyone else has been so hung up at right at the first sight and everything crashed and burned, or they seemed fine for a second because they were like, oh yeah. I mean, remember how Brennan seemed so horned up at the wedding
Yeah.
about Emily because she was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll probably have sex with him, and he was like, shut up. Like, yeah. He was like so excited. And Michael, go with the slow burn, people. Go with the
Mhm.
slow burn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%. Now, I will admit, and on my show we play a little shame bell whenever I admit this, but
Mm.
the guy I would have went for is fucking Orion. I would have fallen
Motherfucker.
for that shit, hook, line, and sinker.
Oh.
I would have been like, oh, long hair, spouting poetry. I would have been there.
And I would have
And
been
Uh,
punching her in the face the whole
Steph, you would have
fucking
had to
time.
drag me. You would have had to drag me out of the bar. I would have been like, no, no. Yeah. This
Oh, yeah.
motherfucker. Oh my God. The torture that he has put Lauren through. Our sweet, sweet Lauren.
Our
I
sweet,
know.
sweet angel
The
baby Lauren. I
yeah.
mean, what the hell?
The
I
torture they're putting us all through every week by repeatedly putting him on our fucking screens.
He just he
Why?
pops in like, I'd like to build a bridge. No,
No.
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 You're gonna need more than a 6-pack, pal. Yeah, like build a bridge.
The way he
Ah,
it's so crazy because he did his very first impression. I really thought the two, again, I was like, oh, these two are going to get along and
we
they're going to
did
have
Yep.
too.
Yeah.
good conversations. Their first conversation went to complete shit.
Yeah.
And then he berated her for it for forever.
Ever.
And
Mm-hmm.
then pretends he wants to mend fences. And then, oh, I just thought we'd just maybe talk here for a little bit at this group thing. No, I didn't bring it up to you, but I thought now that the cameras are here, it's like, shut.
How was the
I mean,
gym?
oh,
Yeah.
how is the gym?
I
For
hear
some
you guys
reason,
do that
boy,
all the
it pissed me off so much. It was like she literally had to go work out to get away from him because he had been driving her insane. And then she comes back and he's like, hey, how is the gym? I would have been like, it was great, mother. And I would have just like, I would have been like, I'm so fired up right now. I'll put my hands around your throat.
Raging.
Oh, he would have been just thrown off that balcony in seconds. She has shown so much restraint. I've never seen anything like it.
And one of the things that is confusing us is why is Claire still in the apartments?
Right.
And why was Lauren on the retreat? And why was Orion on the retreat? Like, what is happening?
Well, I think they had to invite Lauren and Ryan on that retreat because they were like, it's going to be empty. Otherwise, Becca and Austin were gone for something, right? And weren't oh no, they
Or
were
no,
there.
they
No,
were
she
there.
was
Oh
sick.
yeah.
She was sick.
Oh yeah, but she got sick. But that was
Mhm,
yeah.
mhm.
But no, they
And
were
he
there
was sleeping in the football players.
football player's
Oh
bedroom.
my
Oh
god.
God. Yeah, I guess they just thought because Claire was coming alone. I think they should have I think it was they should have just said, Clara and Lauren, can you please come? We need more people here. And you guys can just be our friendship that came out of this, and we won't
Mhm.
invite Orion.
Yes.
And
Yes.
instead, they decided to try to torture us.
Mm.
And it's the same thing with him. So this leads maybe into like a broader question of, is this format still effective? Because we also hear about Orion that he's doing one thing on camera and one thing off camera. So like is this format still viable going forward, I guess? I don't know.
I don't
It,
know. Too many people are becoming too concerned about all of that stuff, and they're either going to have to. I think it's been brought up, and we discussed this a little bit on the podcast too. Mary and I did. Is it time to separate them all again?
Yes, Amy and I have said that 100 times.
Yeah, because they're
Yes.
having too many conversations together in the hot tubs and
Mhm.
thing, and that's it, and getting together. Is it? I mean, at this point, I'm glad all these women had each other because the guys have been such a disappointment.
True.
But but I think it's part of it. Like Austin worrying so much about his presence on camera, as Mary very much pointed out in our episode this week. She's like, this doesn't seem like a guy who's normally super concerned about optics, right? And then
Yeah.
why is he concerned about it? Is it because Brennan told him to be concerned about it? Is that
Mm.
right? Like, are
'cause
the
he doesn't seem.
conversations they're
Yeah.
having leading them all to? Because this is the first time I've heard this much on camera, off camera,
Well,
personality stuff.
and that also begs the question, like, is it a social response too, right? Like, because I was saying to Stephanie, if Becca made any kind of implication that he was angry or violent off camera, and that wasn't the truth, like if she's, just misspoke or whatever, he will get crucified
Right.
Right.
on social media. So like, is that part of the problem, that we're so aware now that, everything that we do or say we can be held accountable for in the public forum? I don't know if that's changed it.
I think so. I guess I don't think that I think he took the words dismissive and combative and to a different place in his head,
Yeah.
where I just
Yeah.
thought it was more like, I don't want to close the washer. I mean, I don't think he's any more than that. I think he's just super immature, right?
I mean, is he
So
doing his laundry? Let's be real.
Yeah. I
Well,
know.
and
He's
then
like, what's
she's
a
like,
washer?
I
Yeah.
don't want to have to explain everything to you. And I'm like, welcome to my life. I have 2 teenage daughters. It's like I have to explain why I'm cooking them dinner and, how that's offensive to them. I don't know.
right.
But I think he's like a kid. Yeah, I think you're right. I think he's like, why do I have to close the washer door?
Yeah.
So-
I honestly think that the friendships, like Sarah said, with the girls, I'm glad they had each other, but we've only seen not great things come of when the guys get together off camera. They're all sharing, what's going on with you, what's going on with you. I think in terms of what the origin of the show is in this true experiment, I don't think it's possible for anybody to have their own individual journey if they're hearing what's going on in apartment 1B.
Mhm.
Like, oh, they're boning, they're doing this. I think that they need to keep the group get-togethers to what they used to be, like a dinner here and there, but
Yeah.
they can't live in the same place. They can't have tub time. Okay, that's
Tub
not
time.
it's not healthy for a new
I mean-
marriage to have tub time with your newlywed
Yeah.
neighbors. Okay.
And if
Somebody sign me up for tub time with
Michael's
with
in there.
Michael.
Yeah, Michael.
Michael, yeah.
That's a different kind of tub time. Yeah, we're not sharing secrets there. Yeah.
Well, or if they're going to continue to do this, they're going to have to be basically turn it into Big Brother and be like, we're going to do a live feed, and it's going to be
all the time.
24/7.
Yes.
And
Also,
which I
sign
don't
me
want.
up.
I know.
Yes.
Oh, you don't want it? I'm like, yes.
I want
please.
somebody TLDR that. Like, just tell me in the morning what happened.
Exactly.
In 5
It's-
seconds.
yeah.
5
I don't
seconds.
want to. 24/7. I don't know that we'd ever do anything but this podcast. So that might be too. But
I just
Cliff
miss the
Notes-
days when they used to do like the budgets. Remember, they'd sit down and go over their budgets,
Yeah.
and Josue had the
The
whiteboard,
whiteboard.
and he was like
Oh,
shaming
yeah.
Rachel for making less money than
Yes.
like. I miss those days when what's his name, Tom, lived in the bus, and he was like, surprise, I live in a bus. Like those were great
Yeah.
days.
Amy
Wow,
was
yeah.
so obsessed with Tom and the bus. Was it Lily? Tom and Lily?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot that was her name. Yes.
Yes.
Those were the
Speaking of-
days. The bus.
Yeah.
Yes.
Those were
Yeah.
good days. That's
Yeah,
a good
and
point.
you really got to know somebody by moving into like, and so maybe maybe they move, it's 8 weeks. So maybe you do 4 weeks at one house and 4 weeks at the other house and see how it works out. I don't know, but they can't, you're right. This centralized location is
Yeah.
bullshit.
I
Well, if
would
they
love
do
to
that, they're
see
going to have
them.
to stop hiring people that live in their mom's basement, Orion, because that's going to be an awkward 4 weeks for somebody.
So true.
Or
Yeah.
Cam lives in a basement too, doesn't
He
he?
really did. Yes.
Yeah,
With the
that's right.
spiders. Do it,
The
Steph, with the spiders.
spiders. He's got a
Oh.
bunch of spiders in my basement. They broke my ticker. I gotta call Claire. Come and kill my spiders.
So good.
Oh
God, I
God.
love that.
Speaking of the good old days, Mary, before we leave,
Yes.
We're not leaving. We got to talk Love is
we
Blind.
are.
But go on.
But before we leave, will you just tell me that you're a nurse?
Oh, I'm
Do
a
it.
nurse. I'm a nurse.
Morgan.
Yes, I
Yes!
forgot about
You
that.
have to do, I'm a goddamn nurse.
Oh my
I'm a
God.
I'm a goddamn nurse. I am a goddamn nurse.
That's the greatest fucking thing ever.
Pretty good.
Uh,
I forgot about her. And
Oh.
Ben, was she with Ben? Was that the
yes,
guy's name?
yes.
Yeah, yeah.
That
was
I
a
can't
rough
even remember
one.
my kids' names, but I got these.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Yeah.
It's
That was a rough one. I feel like I'm sometimes if I go to San Diego because I'm not too far from there, I'm afraid because I'm like if I ran into Morgan, I mean she'd probably put me in a headlock and throw me in the
yeah.
water.
Oh my God.
I
That's
loved
great.
Mitch from that season. Ugh,
Oh,
I was such
so
a
did
Mitch stan.
I
I would have
Yeah.
lived in his
was.
filthy apartment and helped him clean up the beach. I would have been there.
He was
She
he
would
was
have.
one too. It's similar to what we're saying about Austin, right? Just a really good guy, and I mean, and he's on
Yeah.
another
Yep.
level because he's mature and has
Yep.
Yeah.
aspirations and whatnot. But
Sarah would always say the best thing. She's like, he means well. He just keeps putting his flip flop in his mouth. Is that
Yes.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
putting that sandaled
Sandaled
foot right in his
foot.
mouth,
Yes.
yeah,
And then
he
they're all
just-
praising him for like making an inch of progress. And Kristen's like, what is going
Yeah.
on here? And she like
Yeah.
lost her shit.
Yeah, and deservedly so because
had-
they were such. I wanted them to work, I really did, and then by the end, I was like, I actually
Yeah.
don't want them to work because he's not ready to be committed to someone the way Kristen needs to be,
Yeah.
and she's not too good, but just in different places. And so by
Yeah.
the end, I was like, okay, don't want them to work, but I do want them to be like besties forever.
I know. I
He,
know.
Yeah.
he had a little bit of growth. I mean,
He did.
He
a
Absolutely.
little bit of
Growth.
growth.
Speaking of growth, I would love
Oh.
to hear your thoughts on Love is Blind.
Let's
now, I
get
will try
into it.
not to divulge what I have witnessed today
Okay.
Well,
on the new
I
episodes.
don't care, but it's okay. But I mean, this won't come out till this is kind of Monday. By the time
Yeah.
everyone that we really have listening is
Yeah.
probably going to have already watched by then. And Mary, if it
mhm.
spoils some for you, you'll be
Oh,
okay, right?
I'll be okay. I'm gonna hammer through the rest of it. I will get through it. But yes, go on. I'll give a couple thoughts when I have them, but I'm not as deep as you guys.
So here's the thing. I don't trust the editors at all. And if you guys do you listen to the podcast that Deep D and what's her name?
No, but I
no.
loved her. No,
I
should
love
I
I,
listen
I
to it?
can't think of her name, but Deep D does it. It's called Out of the Pods. Natalie and Deep D. And
Oh,
it's a
okay.
great podcast. And they talk all about like how much the editors just fuck with us. And so I
Oh.
have been saying all along, like, I feel like Chelsea is reacting to something that's happened that we're not seeing.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like she's just
Okay.
having these like episodes. And I do think some of it is on her, like 50% is on her. But I think like, or maybe even 60, but I think like 40% is she's reacting to something off camera. And we find out a little bit more of what that is. We find out that Jimmy is, going out a lot more than she's comfortable with and
Mm.
hanging
Okay.
out with those girls. And she had told him she wasn't comfortable with it. And, so there's a whole
Or
thing
his
there.
friends, right? Or
Yes.
just
Yes.
And-
But
the
he had
ones
had
they
a
all met together,
relationship
right?
with one. Yes.
Right.
Mhm.
She's like, I think this is great. I love that you have female
No.
friends.
Yeah,
And
no,
in
you
your
don't.
brain, I could
No.
see it turning that she
No,
No.
didn't.
Literally could see her brain like light on fire. Truly.
She's a lot. I mean, she is a lot.
Yeah, and it's so funny because with him, I didn't initially care for him, and then I find from what I've seen so far, not rooting for him. That's not the right word, but just thinking, I think she's just too insecure for this, and
Yes.
and I've even said this, like I just wish she's definitely one of those people that needs a friend that said, hey, I don't think you should go on Love is Blind. I
No.
think you got a
Yeah.
lot of insecurities that are going to get super exploited on this show.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's right for you.
Yeah.
And she doesn't have that friend. Her friends just
Mhm.
threw her right under the bus to the wolves, whatever.
Yeah.
Which admittedly would totally be me.
I would tell her.
Amy
I
would
would tell her.
totally tell me.
Mhm.
She'd be like,
I
no,
would say,
this
girl,
is no, cut
no,
it.
not for you. I just feel like the way I described it on the show when we talked about it was I think that Jimmy, and I don't know if he does this consciously, but I think it's like a Jenga board, and I think he's just plucking out the pieces of her confidence with these little comments like, "Oh, I almost went home," and "Oh, Jeremy said that Jess looks like a Kardashian," and all these little things. And I don't think he necessarily thinks, and maybe to the average person that wouldn't raise a flag, but to Chelsea it's like, "Ooh," like the quicksand underneath her, and she's just collapsing. It's not fun to watch, but it kind of is.
No, I know, right?
I mean, it's good time.
Well,
I
and
can't
then
wait to get caught up. I'm just throwing this in there, and I want to say this is the girl who did say she looked like Megan Fox, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Now,
Yes.
do we blame the editors for that comment?
Yes. Yeah,
Oh,
because
okay.
I saw an interview with Jess, maybe. I forget where I saw this, but they had asked each other, and he had actually answered first and said that he looked like some NFL star, which I don't know who it is.
Oh.
So he said an answer, and then she was kind of, okay, now I have to say something, and
Oh,
what am I gonna
okay.
say?
Okay.
So,
All right. All right.
I mean, I
and
wouldn't
she
have said
did
Megan
say
Fox,
like
but
no.
Yeah.
And she kept saying I don't think people tell me this, and I thought I know, but still don't. In my brain, I was just like, but
Yeah.
still don't say it. Men
Yeah.
have a very different. When you say Megan Fox to a
Yeah.
guy, I mean,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
step back because a boner's coming. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
boner's
such
just
a
gonna burst through that screen.
yeah, yeah.
Well,
It's just such a high sort of
Oh.
and I'm sure she is like, oh, so glad I did that, so that people
Yeah.
can keep telling me I don't. That's
Yeah.
fun for the rest
Just
of my
gave
entire
everybody
life.
permission to call her
Literally.
ugly, pretty much. Yeah.
it's like
Oh.
life lesson: don't shoot too high and don't shoot too low. I told Sarah one time. I told Mark that I looked like Nick Nolte's that mugshot
mugshot.
from
Oh
the
my
whatever,
God.
like in
Stop it.
without makeup, and very often I look exactly
Mhm.
like that. And now that's all he can't
Mhm.
unsee that. So you have to be careful. You
Keep
don't want to go
expectations real. Like
Just go right
I
in the
go with
middle.
Rosie O'Donnell all the time. Like it keeps just
Go right in the
expectations
middle.
real level.
Yep,
Yep.
I love it.
Rosie O'Donnell. And I go
Oh.
with Becky from Roseanne, like 1989 Becky.
First Becky. First
First
Becky.
Becky.
A Becky number
Oh,
one.
I like
Okay,
that.
Yeah,
I see
like
that
it.
actually.
That's great. That's
That-
perfect.
So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with them, but I said to Stephanie when we were covering the first, I'm like, wouldn't it be a total mind fuck if these two went the distance? And I feel like that might happen.
I do too.
because it did. I don't since I haven't seen the ones that aired today, so I don't know.
There
what
wasn't a ton that happened.
Nothing
It
that
wasn't a lot.
happened.
It was the just the gathering that they had at the lake house, and you know,
Okay.
some Laura and Jeremy stuff, but that's
I can assume that those Laura and Jeremy called it splits already, or
Yeah.
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 Now
Oh.
she's controversial to me in the
Mhm.
sense
Me-
that I find her a little. I find her to be very like a mean girl, picky, nitpicky.
Mhm.
Like I didn't. And there's no excuse for what he did. If he wanted to go
Right.
meet that girl, then he needed to be like, "We're done,
Right.
and I'm gonna go meet Sarah Ann, and that's
Yeah.
that." But it's like two evils a little bit in a way with them, because I found her, she's stirring the thing up with the bean dip comment, which Mary you'll
Yep.
see, and you'll be like, what? And then
Uh-huh.
acting like, and then she's like, what? Why would he repeat that? And he's like, oh, he's an idiot. He's a guy. They repeat shit that we say. You have to be
Yeah.
careful and not. And then I don't know. And then I just felt I just felt like she was always sort of, it's almost like what Austin thinks Becca is doing to him that we don't see. I feel like Laura was doing that on camera to him at all times. Like just
That's
kind of
interesting.
Yeah,
picking
like,
him
oh, who went to
apart.
college here? Like, wow,
Oh,
that was a low blow.
rough.
Where
Yeah.
Laura lost me was when she is in the bar and she's upset that Sarah Ann is contacting Jeremy, and then in the next breath she encourages Jess to reach out to Jimmy because he would want to see her. And I
Yeah,
was
that
like,
was
why
fucked
are
up.
you doing that?
Good
I didn't
point.
like that. I didn't like
Yeah.
that. No.
Yeah, that's a
And
good
she
point.
does that more in this episode too. And I'm like,
Yeah,
I
so
didn't
you're
like it.
basically having them do the same thing that you just had
Yeah.
done to you.
Yeah.
on it. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like just okay, just the two of you break up and go be shitty people.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Now, what do you think of Clay and AD? Because I think Clay might be a problem, but he is hot, and I'm here for him in his glasses and his sweater.
Yes.
Yes, I think he's super hot. I was disturbed by him in the very beginning in the
Mhm.
pods because he kept touching
Mm-hmm.
his foot and then his face, and I had a
Oh, I
big
didn't
problem with
Oh,
catch
that.
that.
Yeah, there was a lot of he was like sitting in the pods and rubbing his foot, and then he'd put his hand
mm,
Ah.
on his face, and I was like,
Uh,
"You
Oh.
have to stop doing that." And
Mm.
but he and then I got over it because he's so hot that I thought, "Oh, whatever. If he's got
I
foot to
could
mouth
deal.
disease or whatever, it'll be
yeah.
fine."
Yeah.
Open mouth.
Oh God, brutal.
But and she's just gorgeous. I mean, she's just like
Yes.
that body, the whole thing. I
I didn't
mean,
realize she was a cheerleader for the Patriots. I didn't realize this.
oh, I didn't get that
Yeah,
either.
she
I
cheered for
Mhm.
them for 2 years when I don't know, they had some of their championships. I know very little about this, but whatever.
okay,
So that's where that body comes from,
that
pretty
checks
Mhm.
much.
out. Well, she
Yeah.
said squats and Jesus, and I was like,
Yes.
well, I
Yes.
guess I need more Jesus in my life because I do
Yeah.
squats and I don't have that ass. But they're so I don't know. I can't. I almost feel like they're going to implode for some reason. I don't know why. What do you guys think?
Well, he's having a low key like panic attack. He's just like, I think I'm gonna cheat. I don't want to be in a
Yeah.
position where I'm gonna cheat. Am I gonna cheat? Is this gonna happen? And he's
I
like in
know.
full blown panic. Now we do see AD's mother in this new set of episodes, and she's like, I want this woman. I want her to
Uh-huh.
adopt me. Like, sorry,
Yes.
mom, just get out
Oh.
of
Oh,
here. I
wait.
want this woman
Wait till you meet her.
because she is
Oh.
just like, honey, don't be afraid. Like, you guys can make it work. And like, his big thing is that his father cheated on his mother a lot. And she's like, those are the mistakes of your parents, not of you. You won't repeat. Like, she is an amazing woman, AD's
Oh.
mother.
Oh yeah,
And
she's
Oh.
great.
so
She's
I think
great.
that got through to him. And I think now he's thinking, you know
Yeah,
what I
because
mean? And
Mhm.
I think a lot of people were reading it from what I was seeing. So Mary, this he like Amy just said he was talking about how his dad cheated on his mom and like took him to
took
go
him on the
on
bang trips.
took him
Yeah.
on the bang trips
Oh,
basically. Yeah.
Mm-hmm,
And
mm-hmm.
jeez.
then he's like, but he was a great dad. And everyone's
We're
like,
like,
no, he wasn't.
no,
um, I mean,
no.
you can cheat and still be a good dad, but taking him on the bang trips sort
Yeah.
of crosses a line.
Uh,
But so he's like in his head that he's going to do it. And I think a lot of people, including myself at first, were reading it like he's just saying, yeah, I mean, I'm probably going to cheat on you. Hope that's cool, sort of. And then you start to realize, oh no, he's actually scared that he has like this sins of the father
mhm.
issue
Oh.
forever. And I'm like, my dad was married 4 times and I've only been married once.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
You
it's
could
going to be
stop the
fine.
cycle. You
Mhm.
can do it.
Yeah, I mean, I still got time, but I don't know. I
True.
think I think I'm good. And the thing is, she seems to she's handling those conversations better than I would
Yeah,
say.
she is.
Oh God,
She's
yeah.
just yeah, she's just sort of taking it in and listening to him and almost letting him spiral where I would be like, what are you trying to tell me here? What's your problem? You don't know that you can just keep your dick in your pants? You don't know that? You don't know how that
Yeah.
works? Like so I'm excited to see his mom. That's gonna be good. I mean her mom.
Her
That's gonna
mom
be
is
good.
great. Although I really liked his mom too, because we meet
I
her.
liked his mom
We
too.
meet her too, and his
Mhm.
sister. But I
Yeah.
loved his mom too.
Yeah.
She was really great.
And then we have Johnny and Amy who are so into each other, but these crazy kids can't figure out birth control.
I know.
I have never
What?
in my life. So Mary, basically this guy is like, we can't have sex because you're not on the pill.
Yeah.
And we're all like, do you know about condoms? Do you know how other
He's like,
things
no,
that
there's a 1% chance. I can't do it. He's like
Oh.
terrified.
Truly.
it's great.
Really?
He's a nice
Yeah.
guy. And I think it comes from genuine, like, I don't want to have a baby because he's like really obsessed with his finances. I think he wants to wait until they're in a better place. Like, I don't think it's like a gross misogynistic thing. I think it's
Oh,
just
No.
honestly like,
He's not ready.
yeah, I'm not ready and we're
He had
not
a-
ready.
He had
Yeah.
a really good sex ed teacher in school. Was like that 1% motherfucker, and just pictures of
Scared straight.
families. Yeah, totally. That's what it sounds like.
But he's not a virgin, right?
No, I don't
No,
think
because he
so.
said every other woman I've ever dated has been on birth
That's
control.
right.
And he does say, like,
And
I'm
they
not
have a
saying it's
1%
Amy's
chance too.
responsibility, but
Yeah.
this is
They
just, I've never had to think about it, he says, which,
But birth control for women can also end up failing. I mean, it just if you forget, like,
I got
there you go.
pregnant with
Now
twins
you
on
got
birth
twins. Yeah,
control.
Oh.
see,
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, don't let
'Cause
him hear that.
She's
I mean,
she's talking wait, she's talking about the birth control in this episode, and I'm screaming, "Make sure they tell you have to use a backup method for 30 days," because that's what happened to me.
oh
Wow.
my God,
That's
that is.
wild.
Yes,
Could
and
you
I was just
imagine?
switching pills. I wasn't like starting from scratch. I was switching pills, and it didn't work or
Oh.
something. I don't know what
Oh,
happened.
and now you
Oh
got two
yeah.
of them. Yeah, well,
So,
ooh.
so, like, I
Good
get
luck,
it,
Johnny.
but it's just, and then she's like, maybe you should get a vasectomy, and
Oh my
I'm
God.
like,
Oh,
Can we
man.
calm down,
they're not
everyone?
always easily reversible, but like they are a lot of the times, but there's no guarantee with that either.
I just,
Wear a condom,
yeah,
pull out, and put in a
Yeah.
diaphragm.
Right?
yeah.
Yeah,
There's
and then
there's a
get
few
the
things.
Sarah, didn't you have you have a joke about years ago about like something about I don't know, like a headstand with a blow dryer. There's things you can do,
Oh
you
my
know? Am I
God.
making that up?
I think you're making that up, but I did have a friend tell me in high school that if you took a hot bath afterwards, you wouldn't get
Mm,
pregnant. And I don't
mm.
think that is true. So I don't want to give
If
anyone
Michael's
that
in the
advice.
bath, you're gonna get pregnant.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
there's
true.
no avoiding it, right?
Yeah.
No.
But
Oh
hey, try the
man.
headstand with a blow dryer. Why not?
I know.
I
I might
mean,
want to try that just for the hell of it.
Just for the fun, yeah.
But
but I would,
also,
yeah, it's
oh,
not, I don't think he's putting it off on her by any means, but I just am like, she can look at her calendar and you
yeah,
can
yeah.
have a condom and you can
Yes. I mean,
also
we've all
pull
pulled
out.
and
Like,
prayed.
yeah,
I'm
there's things you can do.
yeah.
Yeah.
I really like her though. She's
I do
Oh
too.
she's
yeah.
probably one of my favorites. Like I really
She's
like
the
these
fan of
two.
a winged eyeliner. I really like
Oh,
her.
she's
Yeah.
stunning.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh.
she's stunning.
Yeah.
I feel like they'll work out, but I
I think
mean,
Me
so.
too.
yeah. And then obviously Kenneth and Brittany. That took a quick turn.
Yeah.
He was my
Yeah.
favorite too. I don't know what happened.
I was so I was like, this just is like the nicest guy, and
Yes.
we were such big fans of him.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And then I didn't even understand honestly their breakup. Like
No,
it
me
confused me.
either.
No, I wonder if like I'd heard some people talking about like, did AD get in his head when she asked him about, do you think Brittany can raise black children? You know what I mean? Maybe he thought, because he had never dated outside his race before. So maybe that
Right.
was something, I don't know. Or maybe there just wasn't chemistry. Like once you get physically in the space with the person. I don't know.
That's true. And then I feel like the editing was him looking at his phone, right? That
Mm-hmm.
was weird.
Yeah.
That felt like editing for sure. I mean, he's just a nice guy who's a teacher. I don't know. But yeah, I think AD did start pressing him about that, and maybe no, I'm not blaming AD, but he got in his
Right,
head
right.
because he had
But
never
yeah, like
dated.
she was asking, I think honestly, and it was an important conversation to have. I think maybe
Yeah.
that just stuck in it because he does keep saying like, "Oh, my best friend's gonna be surprised that I'm dating outside my race, and my family's gonna be surprised." And like I don't know.
He makes reference to what his people
Yeah,
will think.
like
Yeah.
his family and
Yeah,
friends.
yeah.
Yeah. But I just kind of wanted to tie this up with a nice bow. Like we're seeing the same kind of problems with this casting, and we know it's the same casting company. We're
Yep.
seeing the same problems with this casting because there's like so many stories coming out every day that somebody's married, somebody had a fiance, somebody's doing this. So like I don't know if this format works anymore. Like I just think maybe we just need to scoot to the middle life people. Like maybe ladies of a certain age need to be on there like me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
I
open the
agree.
door and let something like this come at you. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
This
Like
menopausal psycho.
And specific and Love is Blind is even a bigger animal, I think, because it's so popular and it's
Yeah.
Netflix and
Mhm.
they all get so many followers. And
Yeah.
I do think I mean, that one guy, I don't even remember his name now, but it was like a serial killer in the beginning.
Matthew.
Yes. I mean,
Hmm.
I was like, that guy was truly on to do some sort of experiment for himself. Like he wasn't trying to be in the pods, right? Like that made no
Right.
sense. Then he was like, America's gonna be behind me. And I'm like, all right, you're like
No.
producers, don't let somebody fuck with you in front of us, right? Like
Right.
get this person out of here. I'll be like, you're not trying to do the show. We get it. So I don't know. Yeah, I think they got it. I definitely am like wanting to see more people who are just get the old perimenopause ladies, get the
Yeah.
get the guys in their version of perimenopause, and let everyone just duke it out until they fall in love.
Are you guys watching Couple to Throuple?
Not yet, but
Oh,
You
yeah.
need to be.
Do
I
Oh.
it.
know. I
yes.
saw that you guys recap it, and I haven't listened to your recaps yet since I haven't watched it. And I'm
I
like, okay,
cover
I'm
it
gonna
with
have
my
to-
other co-host Amanda, and we are having a blast with it. It's
Okay.
amazing. It's
It's-
total trash, and we love
Okay.
it so much.
It's
Okay.
fucking trash, but it's
Mhm.
so great.
I love some hot
It's
garbage.
so great.
So yeah.
It's so hard to leave the house these days, isn't it? Jesus.
It's so true.
Ugh.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for doing this crossover. It was so
Yeah,
much
this
fun. I
was
love
awesome.
chatting these people. With you. Oh wait, I have a fuck, marry, kill to end the session.
Oh, love it.
Okay, ready?
Yes.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Oh,
Brennan, Cameron, and Orion.
Oh, it's a real Sophie's choice of fuck, marry, kill.
Brennan,
Thank you.
Cody Brown
Cameron.
is usually the Sophie's choice.
Oh,
Oh yeah. I'll go first. I'm definitely
Okay.
killing Orion.
yes.
She
And
doesn't even have to think about it. He's
Mm-mm.
dead.
Yeah, he's
and
dead.
I'll fuck Brennan and just try to think about Michael the whole time. And then I'll marry Cam just because I'm not quite sure. And then maybe he'll drop dead soon and I'll get an inheritance.
life
because of his heart. Yeah, I don't know.
I'll have 3 nice mountain bikes.
Oh my god.
All right,
Amazing.
Steph.
I'm gonna have to agree with Sarah. I would
Okay.
definitely. I mean, Orion's fucking dead to me anyway, so
Okay.
no, he's
Mhm.
definitely dead.
Mhm.
I would have to fuck Brennan just because if I had to spend more than 5 minutes with him, I'd probably kill myself.
You don't think that would take more than 5 minutes?
But that's
No.
That's the good
good
thing is it wouldn't.
point. Yeah,
Okay. Okay.
exactly. 5
Mary,
minute
what
fuck.
say you?
Okay, I think I might be the same as Stephanie. I'd fuck Brennan
Mm.
just again because it'd be been there, done that. I would kill Orion because he makes me
Mhm.
sick, and then
Mhm.
I just because I wouldn't want to fuck him or marry him, and then I would marry Michael because then
No, Cam. It was the other
Cameron.
choice. You don't
Oh,
get to pick
shit.
Michael.
Oh, look at her trying to slip Michael in.
How dare you?
wait, this changes everything. Oh my god, that's really embarrassing that I literally removed Cam. Okay,
We know what
God.
you were thinking.
Okay. Okay. Fuck, marry, kill. I will still kill Orion. I will. Yeah, I'll fuck Brennan and marry Cam
Yeah.
again. Similar
I
circumstance.
would swap them, and I would kill Brennan and fuck Orion because Brennan triggers me in a whole real way.
Mm,
Okay.
I can't have
Okay.
him
Okay.
on this earth with me on the same plane.
Oh,
Needs to
okay.
be, in
All
the
right.
plane.
Okay.
Shoved away.
Oh, hey,
get
and
that.
then and you know what? Right after you guys finish, he go, "How was it for you?
How was the gym?
How was
Yeah.
How's the gym?
how was the sex?"
And I'm sure I defend him in whatever way I answered.
Did
He
I
never let me
did I
live it
do
down.
a good job? Yeah,
I
I
want to
mean,
build a bridge.
yeah. Oh,
Ah.
Well, we said it all. We've said
we
it all.
did. This was
Too
so
much.
fun, you guys. We got to definitely
Yeah.
do this again too.
Definitely.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. Thank you
Thank
guys so
you.
much, and
Thank you for having us. This was really fun.
thanks for having us.
Thanks.
You had us. We had
We had
you.
each
It's
other.
all
We
been
all
We had
had.
each other.
You
This is
had me at
couple to quadruple.
right.
You had me, and how was the gym?
You had me at. Are you my podcast?
There
Are
we
you
go.
my podcast?
There we go.
First
And listen to
one.
Little Miss
Can't-
Recap, you guys. This is their Little Miss Recap. You'll enjoy the shit out of more of these ladies and
Thank
really laugh
you.
your ass off.
Thanks.
Steph, would you like to promote Are You My Podcast as Cameron?
Oh my God, Amy, that's a tall order, but I'm gonna do it because I'm gonna say it's a great podcast and you should get on there and listen to it. And if you don't, you're a fucking asshole. And
There we
rock
go.
on with your
There we
broken
go.
ticker.
All right. You heard it here first. All right, guys. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
you.